Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at practical theory of spreadsheet still. In the previous video, we looked at relative referencing, and this we are going to look at absolute cell referencing. We look at the special features we have in spreadsheet, and then we look at the errors we have in spreadsheet. Absolute cell referencing, these are cell references that always refer to cells in a specific location of the worksheet, even if they are copied from one cell to another. So under this, you're going to copy and then paste in a different cell, but you will still retain your cell reference. For example, to make this, you will need to add a dollar sign. For instance, you want to make your formula absolute, you will need to add a dollar sign. And if you want a column and a row both absolute, you will need to add a dollar sign before and then before the letter and then before the number. That means you will have two dollar signs, and the one will be before. For example, we have here B10 as our cell. So you will need to add a dollar sign before B and then after a dollar sign also. So you have two dollar signs in between, and this will make both a cell and a row absolute. We look at the special features. We have automatic recalculation and charting. So, and automatic recalculation, just like we've seen before, you will need to change a number, and then the calculation will carry on automatically. If you make any changes in the numbers, in the values, the calculations will carry on automatically. Then the other feature is charting. You can use these charts in different formats and in a spreadsheet. Okay, we look at the errors we have in spreadsheet. And number one, we have that hash error, and the column. This indicates this comes out when the column is not wide enough to display all the characters in a cell. And what you can do to correct this is to extend the width of the column. So once you see this error, it means that whatever you're typing in a cell is small, and the cell itself is small. So you will need to widen on the cell for it to capture each and everything you've typed in that cell. Number two, as our error, this error always comes in when a number is divided either by 0 or an empty cell. So hash diff or error is basically comes out when you've gotten a number and divided it by 0, or when you have an empty cell. So to correct this, you'll need to change the divider to a value that is not equal to 0. Okay, name error. The text in a formula is not recognized by Excel. That is when this error comes in. If you type in anything that is not recognized by Excel, you'll get that error. And this is caused by misspelling of function names. For instance, one typing SU instead of SUM, so it will result in that error. So make sure that you correct the errors by typing the right spelling of a function. Okay, another error, value error. This error will be displayed if the formula includes cells that contain different data types. If you have different cells and these cells have gotten different data types, you'll automatically get that error. For example, you're summing up B1, B2, B3, but B1 has 85, B2 has 75. These two have the same data types, but you look at B3 has data in brackets. Data is not B3 has not gotten the same data type as B1 and B2. So for this case, it will result into that error message, value error that you're seeing as our number 4. So you make sure that whatever you're summing up has gotten the same data type with others. So instead of data in B3, there is supposed to be a number, not text, to correct the error that is appearing. And that is what we have just below. To correct this, replace B3 data with a numeric value and the error will be corrected. The other error is the reference error, and the error will be displayed when a cell reference is not valid. Deleting cells that were referred by other formulas will cause this error. So in case you delete the cells that were used in the reference, if they are no longer valid, then the error will appear, and to refer the cells to the correct ranges and the error will be corrected. That is how we are going to correct this. You refer the cells to the correct ranges. There is also what you call a num error, and the formula or function contains invalid numeric values is when this error appears. You have the formula or you have a function that contains invalid numeric values. This will appear, and using $, percent symbols with a number can result in this error. Remember, you have your function, you have your formula that contains invalid numeric values. For this case, a $, is an invalid numeric value. A percent symbol is an invalid numeric value. So using this will result into this error. We look at it here. Yeah, we've said using $, using percent symbols will result to this error because these symbols are invalid numeric values. Okay, so to erase off this error or to correct off this error by simply erasing of these symbols that are invalid numeric values. The other error is now error. Excel displays this error when you specify an intersection of two areas that do not cross or that do not intersect. So if you specify an intersection of two areas that do not actually intersect, then an error will get displayed. So when you talk of the intersection operator, this is a space character that separates the references in a formula. So for instance, you have your summation A1, A2, and then you have C3, C5. This will result into a narrow error because the two ranges do not intersect. You cannot intersect A1, A2 with C3, C5. And if you get maybe A1, F1, B1, B10, this can actually give you a correct reference because these two can easily intersect. So what you need to know about the errors, you need to note this. First of all, to avoid all the frustration of having to deal with these errors, it is important to be able to identify these Excel errors and how to correct them. You need to know the number of errors, you need to know how to correct these errors. And then the next step would be to learn how to trap error messages within Excel and quickly fix those messages or those errors. Thank you so much. God bless you.